The man was bitten by a venomous snake, but when the doctor offered morphine to ease the pain he refused immediately, not because he was some fearless hero but because until recently he had been a drug addict. When he learned his girlfriend was pregnant, he decided to turn his life around completely. When he told her he'd take responsibility, she told him to stay away from them. He was heartbroken, but he never gave up on his promise. Later he went alone to the fire station to apply for a firefighter position but was turned down right away. Just as he was about to leave, the fire chief stopped him. The chief asked a simple question: why did you want to be a firefighter? The man's answer was straightforward. He was going to be a father and he wanted to make his daughter proud. Finally the chief decided to give him a chance, but he had to earn the team's trust first. He needed to run 10 kilometers uphill within an hour, but he was extremely weak and clearly couldn't complete that grueling task as expected. He started vomiting violently shortly after setting off. When the other team members returned, he had only run halfway. Everyone thought he would quit. Surprisingly, he showed up at the final moment. He pulled his phone from his pocket and showed the chief a photo taken at the summit. At that moment he won the chief's approval. After returning, he first went to a supermarket, bought a lot of baby supplies and left them quietly on his girlfriend's doorstep. Then he left right away. In the days that followed, Brandon trained hard every day and secretly delivered food to his girlfriend, but he never took the initiative to reach out. However, his changes did not go unnoticed. Meanwhile, Brandon's efforts paid off. He not only gained every teammate's trust but also helped the fire crew win the Vanguard title. One day he came as usual to drop off something, and just as he was about to leave quietly, his girlfriend suddenly called him back. She was so happy to see Brandon's transformation and truly accepted him from the bottom of her heart. She asked Brandon to hold their daughter. He really wanted to but was afraid of getting her clothes dirty. His girlfriend didn't mind. When he finally held his daughter, he couldn't stop crying. Brandon sincerely apologized to his girlfriend. Just when everything seemed to be heading in the right direction, a terrible tragedy struck. The fire crew was called to put out a wildfire. The other members quickly built fire lines and Brandon was assigned to monitor changes in the wind. They thought it was just a routine wildfire and sent Brandon off cheerfully. What they didn't expect was that this farewell would be forever. When Brandon reached the lookout point, he realized the wind had shifted suddenly and the fire was rushing toward the crew. Brandon immediately warned the team, but the speed of the fire was underestimated. By the time the chief and the team reacted, the fire had cut off their escape route. Facing the raging fire, the chief's eyes were filled with despair. He ordered everyone to use fire shields and did everything they could. After that, they could only leave their fate to chance, but reality was cruel. When the rescue crew arrived, they found 19 charred bodies. Upon hearing the news, Brandon completely broke down. He wished he had died there too, but since he was still alive, he had to finish his final mission. Meanwhile, the families of the firefighters received the news. They were devastated but still held on to a glimmer of hope because one firefighter had survived. So they gathered in the gym waiting for that survivor to be their loved one. Until Brandon walked into the gym, everyone finally burst into tears hearing their heart-wrenching cries. Brandon felt the same pain. This film is based on a true story. Every firefighter who died in the film was once a real living person. When we enjoy a peaceful life, they use their lives to protect us. They are all heroes.